Welcome to the U.S. Open 8-Ball Championship, proudly presented by CueSports International and hosted here in Las Vegas at Griff's Billiards. It is a race to 8, alternate break. And let's meet our next two opponents for this match. Both opponents hail from the United States of America. And first off, can we have a nice round of applause for Mr. Max EBERLE? And his opponent, Mr. Skyler WOODWARD. Gentlemen, have a great match, and you may lag for break.
Welcome, everyone, to the second day of the U.S. Open 8-Ball Championships being held here at Griff's Billiards in Las Vegas, Nevada. We've got a fourth round match here on the winner's side with Max EBERLE and Skyler WOODWARD. This is George Teache and the Jeremy Jones.
Yeah, hey George, how you doing today? It's second round here in day two, second matches of day two. Fourth round, as you mentioned, with Skyler getting a bye and then winning two, and Max EBERLE without the bye, but man, some impressive plays so far.
Well, yeah, he took down Shane Van Boney in part of that play, 8-6. But here we find ourselves. This is a race to 8. The finals tomorrow night will be a race to 10. And these two gentlemen just lagged. I believe Sky has won the lag.
Yeah, Sky will break off first in a very important match, of course, to both of these guys. If you win this match, you get in a really, what I think, the prime position where you're really leaning towards trying to win the tournament. And that, of course, you're just trying to play it match by match. But you get to that Final Four, the winner's side, you're in a great position.
Yeah, well, you'll be playing to get into the hot seat on your next match.
Yeah, and then it gets to where, you know, you win 1 out of 2, you're in the final. So, and we're playing a one-race final, so even more of a motivating factor, meaning you can come from that one-loss side right there after the hot seat match and be in the same position that the guy that won the hot seat match is, because all losses are erased in our finals in the U.S. Opens.
Sure. And that plays big. Actually, coming from the one-loss side, you have momentum because you're coming off of a match right away.
Yeah, and
that you've won.
And that to look forward to in the final, just one race is pretty motivating, right? I mean, that's like a inspiring thing to keep doing what you're doing, and that's what the pros do anyways. But realistically, looking at it, okay, now is he going to get on that 14? He would love to fall on that 14 right now. And you just roll this in and take the 9 and then the 12 away. I wouldn't wait on the 9 ball. I would try to roll the ball in right here and get on the 9. I know the 9 looks fairly open, but might as well go ahead and get it. Okay, he came out for the corner for it, and that's fine too. But you could see there was a little more execution involved, and maybe that's a little experience, meaning not recognizing that side pocket was so open, and then you just stop your ball on the 12. Now he's got to kind of produce a little bit. He may draw into this 12-1 rail. There's no real way to go bad.
He went right by it, but he'll have the 13 ball for the side.
And that all kind of stemmed not recognizing he could shoot that 9 in the opposite side pocket. You know, and that first ball he would have just rolled in, and things would have been pretty tidy. And now
he still has a 10. He still has a 10 if he wants to work with that. If he doesn't like that 13 on the side, which I don't think he does.
I come at the 12 right now myself. I take a chance with having the 13. I get the 12 on the side right now.
Oh, okay, now.
He's gotten a little thin, so he's probably still going to have to shoot it, but he's going to have to work the cue ball.
I'm not sure it goes by to the corner.
Well, I guess it does, because he's hitting low English. And low English really tells me he's shooting this ball in the corner, even if it is tight.
Slid it off the rail.
Yeah, and he's gotten a little elevated on both of these, so still a bit of a tester. Oh, he's okay.
Oh, he's made it work.
Yeah, and that's the side of the pocket these guys know is a little bit more forgiving.
A lot more than the point on the other side.
Yeah, at that speed, you know. And the one thing about these guys that they use it more at times is because they have all these great players have such great strokes, and that really, the pocket really opens up when you have a good stroke. You can really make the ball slide down the rail well.
Yeah, the good stroke and the nice touch.
Right.
Yeah, makes a big
That's
difference.
a deadly combination.
And Sky goes on to break and run his first rack. Best way I know of to start a match.
Yeah, and we've seen quite a bit of it here in the 8-ball. We've seen, not sure what the stats are as far as the breaking and running, but as far as either way, the break and run or the break, dry and run, it's been at a high rate.
Well, one of the things about 8-ball that we've noticed is you pay a high price for a dry break.
Yeah.
Because they've all been spreading the balls pretty well. And for the most part, we've had runouts. If they make a ball, they run out. If they don't make a ball, the opponent's getting out. Or, well, they should take control as they do in the rotation sports, in the rotation games. But
well, we had some outer tables that got started a bit before this match, and Shane Van Boning leads Brandon Schuff 2-0. Corey Dool over Holman 4-1. That's a winner side. Darren Appleton trailing Alex Bagaline 1-4. That's a loser side. Orkoyo 3-0 over Kevin Chang. Tutser 1-1 with Lou. Jungling Chang 4-1 over DeLuna. And John Mora trails Tyler Starr 1-0.
And those last two are winner sides. So 4 matches going on right now are winner side, and there's 4 matches on the one-loss side. All 16 players just mentioned are the only ones left in the tournament. We're down to the Sweet 16.
Yeah.
As they say in basketball.
Yeah, Skyler, I wonder if he's going to billiard this 3 in. And the only reason I say he might do that.
Opens everything.
Well, it opens everything, and it's really still hard not to get a shot. He should move the 4 enough with the carom shot to where he at least has the 1 at all times. And he could dress up with another shot. And so we'll see.
And it's just a little draw, right? So that he hits that ball and stays there for the 2.
On the carom?
Yeah, if he hits the 3 ball in. Or
Yeah,
you're talking about
just
hitting
roll
the
off
6
the
ball.
4. Just
Okay.
roll off the 4 to open
Gotcha.
the 4 up. And now maybe the 4-3 goes. So if the 4-3 goes, you're not going to do anything like that. But if it's tight, you don't want to risk the 4-3, do you? I mean, like this looks like it's kind of tight. No, maybe
it does look tight. It looks real tight, actually.
And also with the 7 being there, you could tie something up funny, maybe.
I guess it wasn't tight.
No, it wasn't at all. I made them both.
Yeah.
So now really in a good spot. He's got to think of the 8. Now this is where you got to be in position to think of the 8.
He's perfect, and he has.
He's going to bump the 8 now, right?
No, he's going to.
No,
he can just
you
leave
wouldn't
it.
bump it now.
He can bump it.
Yeah.
He didn't have to because he'll shoot the 6, come up for the 2, shoot the 7 on the side, the 2 on the side, and he could have just rolled over for the 8.
Yeah, but
this is better.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if the 15, 13 weren't there, it's real easy to gain that angle you were talking about on the 2. But with the 15, 13 there, I liked what he did bumping the 8 open. Now really any angle or no angle is real nice on the 8.
Yeah. That was just a better step to production there.
Yeah. And be honest with you, he was probably going into the 8 whether he liked it or not. And you could see when he knocked that ball in the corner, he didn't really have to do much to go right into the face of that 8. And again, he'll go right into the face of this 15 after knocking this 7 in.
And then it'll be a stop shot on the deuce.
Yeah, so
just don't get behind that. Well, he didn't. He knows that.
Yeah, he played it. Yeah, he played it all along,
perfect.
and pretty smooth out here in game 2.
To an amateur, you say don't get behind that. To a pro, you don't say anything. Just let him shoot.
Right. Maybe to an amateur the same because power of suggestion.
Oh, that's true.
Don't get behind that ball over there.
That's exactly what they do. That's exactly what we do.
That's human nature, right? Yeah, that's what happens.
And Skyler takes Max's break and turns it into a W, so he's got 2, Max 0. Max has been playing very well in the 10-ball and the 8-ball. Inspired player. I think he's been looking at some opportunities coming his way, and his play has stepped up to maybe embrace those opportunities. Skyler, of course, finished 5th, 6th in the 10-ball, and had some great wins there, and they were all pretty tight except for one, and even so, that Kevin Chang, he beat him 9-3 in the 10-ball, and He must have played real good to get that.
Well, we talked about it in a match yesterday with Sky in a rematch against now defending champion of the U.S. Open 10 ball, Marco Tutzer. And that 10 ball, if it wasn't for the skid on that 8, the entire tournament, the complexion of the entire tournament might have been different.
Sure.
Just because if you saw the roll that Sky got on after that loss on the loser side, he really played some incredible pool.
Sure he did.
If he had stayed on the winner's side in that position right there, he might have went on to win the tournament.
Well, and to give you an idea, they had a rematch in the 8 ball, and Sky took it 8-1.
Yeah. Now the stripes are very playable here. There's what looks like there's a ball next to pretty much every stripe, but they're still offered quite a bit of pockets on all the balls. And you got a 12 ball you got to get on that's on the right side of the table. You got a 13 that goes to a side, at least one side in the lower left corner. I don't see him playing solids myself, but you'll want to get on the 12 fairly quick. Won't want to wait on it too long. And Max is a player that definitely plays solid 8 ball. Been playing great 8 ball for a long time. He won a couple of collegiate championships at the University of James Madison back in the mid-90s.
Did he also play some junior?
I'm sure of it. I would have to bet he did. Max and I are fairly close to the same age. I'm a little older than Max. And I didn't play juniors because I started playing so late, 17 years old. I wasn't qualified. I wasn't near a good enough player to play in that. So some of the guys from the juniors I'm not, especially that era, my own era, I'm not quite so informed about.
Yeah. Max will turn 47 in November.
Right. A couple years older than him.
Yeah. So for those of you that know Max, his birthday's November 27th. Send him a card, send him a gift.
Now, I wonder if he'll shoot this 10. He wants to make sure he's not bumping anything if he is going to shoot the 10. Doesn't want to flirt with going one rail into the 14. I don't think the 9's a problem. But you don't want to underhit this and come into the face of the 14. So he's got to make sure he gets through the ball here. Oh, he held for the 9. Okay, so that ball wasn't as thin as I thought it was.
Okay.
I thought he had to run the cue ball a little bit there.
Has he gotten to where he can't come to the right of the 14?
Well, he can, but he's just wondering, is it necessary to try and cheat the pocket and not exactly know where my cue ball's going? We talked about it in the last match. When the ball's near and the guys are close to it, they can really
manipulate.
Exactly. They can manipulate the pocket easily.
That's what he's doing. He's coming out.
Just wants to make sure he gets an angle.
Yeah, just like that.
Yeah. Now he's got a nice one rail angle out for the 8 in the top left corner if you're looking at your monitor.
He'll be traveling the cue ball to the side pocket.
Yes,
Hopefully
sir.
not hard enough.
And a real clean out here in the third game. He's going to have to make a little amends on the break shot, breaking dry in his first attempt.
He's going to want to go a little. Well, it's still something he should handle, but he would have liked that to come another foot.
Yeah. And Max hasn't played a match on this table that I can recall.
No, I don't remember seeing him on here either.
So maybe a little. I'm surprised he's going with top English here. I must tell he must be going into the 5 with the cue ball.
Yeah,
I
the 5's dead in the way. Yeah, I don't see him in my notes, so that means he hasn't been on the stream table. Big game there for Max to steal one back from Skyler, and now if he holds his own here, he's in pretty good shape. Nope, we haven't had Max on the stream table.
Corey Doole now out to a 4-1 lead over Thorsten Holman. That's a winner's side match. Brandon Schuff's gotten on the board, trailing SVB 2-1. Pagaline still ahead 4-1 over Appleton. Kevin Chang and Akulio. Same score, Akulio leading 4-1. Tutzer and Liu at two games apiece. Junglin Chang and DeLuna, that's a winner's side match, I believe.
Yes, it is.
And
the last two.
Chang leading 4-2, and Tyler Starr ahead 1-0. Our other winner's side match, 1-0 over John Mora.
Yeah, we've got 16 people left in the tournament. 36 started out, and by tonight, after a 6 o'clock match tonight, we're going to have Did you say 6?
Yeah, we'll have 6 players left.
Coming back tomorrow.
That's right. We'll have the hot seat match at noon alongside the 2 5th, 6th matches going on, and then from there we'll have every match streamed, and those were broke nice. Cue ball right in the center, and it looks like either balls are really runnable, just because the ones that are clustered, they're clustered with the same suit, meaning the 1, 3, and 2, those clusters aren't that big a problem whenever they're all solids.
Make one takes care of the others.
Yeah, exactly. And the same thing with the 9, 10, and 14, meaning if he was to get on the 10 ball, it really opens the 14 and 9 up for other pockets. So all about the starter here, and there's not a great stripe as a starter. So you're probably going to see him, unless the 15's real easy by the 4, there's not really a great stripe to start with. So you're probably going to see him go with solids, just because you don't want to take chances. When both of them are runnable, you really want to secure that first ball. And this one here looks like it sets up easy, meaning if he doesn't mind easing this ball in, there's really no way to not come away with a shot on either the 1, the 2, or the 6.
Yeah.
If he hits it hard now, he could move the balls into position. Like the 1 could get over top of the 12, the 2 could bump up, and you could freeze the cue ball on the rail and be in kind of a bad spot. But as long as you don't mind hitting this easy, like I said, it looks like he's cueing down, and easy isn't what he's going with. But it won't be real hard. The problem I got with hard is if you glance the 1, you could knock it down below.
And you can push it right behind that 12 ball if that's what the ball next to it. Yeah, just.
And a lot of people would look at the 3 as like a problem. You want to get to it early. Well, you don't want to wait, but it's not that big of a problem. These balls here with 3 solids being there, you really could play that later on and be comfortable. And that's what I would worry about hitting it hard, is really maneuvering the 1 in a bad position.
Now he's checking to make sure that wasn't a mistake, because if it doesn't go by the 12.
Yeah, but look what I said. He got him froze on the rail. He's odd on the 2. He's odd on the 6, and now he's got to shoot a 4 ball from some distance probably. And that's why I just didn't like hard on that shot. If he eases the ball in, he's probably going to just dribble the 1 a little closer to the pocket. He's going to maybe bump the 2 just a hair. This is not the ball that you want to be playing.
Oh, no.
Now the 5 does go in the opposite side pocket, so at least that's very available and should keep the run going. I caught a little rail first there, so he didn't get near as much.
Did you get tight on the 5?
Yeah, so he's going to have to make a long-distance shot on the 2, and he's going to have to really get an angle on the 6 to go for the 1 now.
He could play the 5 to the upper left-hand corner.
Oh, and I may consider that. I'll tell you. Just because this is a funny shot.
Yeah.
If you punch forward, right, and that's why he's looking at stopping and drawing off the 6 1 rail back over. And I think that's correct, because at least you guarantee what your next shot's going to be. If you try to stun forward here and get the perfect angle on the 6, if you overroll, you're in trouble. And if you don't go enough, you're in trouble. So he's going to stop his ball here, George, right?
And just draw to the rail and come out for the 1.
Yeah, and then he's going to shoot the 6 and go to the rail and back over. And the one good thing this does also is secures an angle coming on the 1 coming back for the 5.
Okay.
You're not really ever going to draw 1 rail over and get straight in on this 1. It's kind of almost impossible to do. I think anyways.
Well, he used right low here.
Yeah. And I might stay with just if you
straight low.
If the good stroke guys, yeah, straight low. That way it just comes straight across off that first rail. Yeah, there you go. Yep. And that's that angle I was talking about. You're always going to get that angle. Just the way the ball wants to travel, it's real hard to get straight in on it.
No, I'd go ahead and draw this back to the side rail and come over towards that in line with the 5, wouldn't you?
I agree with you, because you're fat enough on the 1 that should execute pretty easily, meaning you should be able to handle that. Now you want to hit before that middle diamond though.
Sure, because otherwise then the 15 comes into play.
It could spread up into the backside of that 15. And remember, distance is okay, because you can draw into the 9 for shape. Uh-oh.
I hit spread.
Yeah, he didn't hit that. And if you're going to go that way, it's got to be 100%.
Hit spread, yeah, it was.
I'm surprised he's not kicking 1 rail across on the short side. Right?
I'm not sure what he's doing yet.
Yeah, he called the corner, but it looks like he's wanting to go long rail. I would try to kick across on the short rail and try and cut the 5 in, I think. Just because I think I can be more accurate going half the distance and maybe third of the distance on the kick shot.
Oh, sure. And plus, if you kick that in, you'll still have a shot. Your cue ball comes towards the side pocket on the right. He's going this way. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I say. I don't think he really looked at the other kick.
Yeah.
He's frustrated right now, so he didn't look at it.
And that's what I was going to say. We can't see him in the screen. He stepped off to the side to breathe out his frustrations.
Yeah.
And there you see a little bit of frustration by grabbing that cue ball and handing it over to Skyler.
And Sky can just talked about just shoot the 10 ball off, and that really opens up. Well, okay, he's going to shoot the 14 off. That's okay, too, with ball in hand. I mean, I kind of like that, 9, and then one of the two, either shoot the 10 off and that opens the 2 up, or shoot the 9 off and it opens them up.
Skyler was the 8th seeded player in this tournament. 16 of the 36 were seeded by Fargo rate. You see the Fargo rates, their ratings there right underneath their name. Mr. EBERLE at 750, Mr. Woodward at 791.
Got a little straight here. So, got to make a little decision. He's just going to cheat the pocket a little bit, come 2 rails around.
See how nice it picks up speed off the rails with that spin, with a good stroke.
Well, Skyler, man, I was just thinking about it whenever I watched him shoot the first couple shots, and I was thinking about a young man that wasn't raised playing straight pool or none of those games that they really give you a foundation. But, man, what a keen mind he's got. For a lot of people consider him just a rotation player. He plays really good banks, has won pocket games of Fuller. And, you know, just a very well-rounded player. And it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't long ago where many consider him just a bar table champion. I kind of always thought he would end up being one of the best big table players.
Sure. He's 26 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Well, there for a few years while he was coming up, you know, if you're making a living playing pool in America, you were going to have to play a lot of bar table events,
Sure.
and he got to where he just really mastered that 7-footer.
Well, you know, 3 years ago, these U.S. Open tournaments were on the 7-foot tables.
Yeah.
This is the 3rd year now that they've been held here at Griff's on 9-foot tables. But prior to that, I think for 2 or 3 years, they were on the 7-foot tables at the Riviera or at the Rio, along with the BCA PL and the USAPL championships.
Yeah, and I think they actually even had them a couple times by themselves. One time in Reno, I believe whenever I lived here in Vegas during bonus ball.
Okay.
I drove to Reno to play in them. Was it at that Grand? What's the nice casino that's not downtown? They had one of the IPT tournaments there.
Oh wow.
A real nice
I don't
casino
remember
that's
the
off
casinos.
Grand Sierra, Grand something Lodge, Sport and Lodge and something.
I just remember going up there for one of the bar table tournament championships, and that was way back, like in that was way back, like in the 90s.
And again, the balls have broke to where either the solids or the stripes are very, very runnable.
Nice break, nice spread. Again, you know, if you don't make a ball here, your opponent's getting out.
Well, one thing, if I were Max, I would have paid attention after a dry break and then almost another dry break at the speed that Sky hit him. He didn't hit him quite as hard. It's that nice pop that really gets the balls coming out of the rack how you like. And again, in a nice position for a big lead on the TV table again, George.
Sure.
We've seen a lot of it, haven't we?
Yes. It looks like the 11 goes by the 8 in the side. So we might see him shoot this 14 ball, then the 9, stop for the 11, then get the 2 balls on the bottom.
Absolutely. Things change sometimes.
Yeah,
just
if the line's not just
Yeah.
right, of course it'll change. The line's just right.
Yeah, and he'll just – you got to make a little decision here on make sure you get on the 11 where you want. You don't want to have to get on the 15 first. You want to get on the 11 and then the 13 next.
Right.
So So he'll just, usually Sky would stick to it from this distance, probably punching the ball forward. Now he could just ease it in and go forward an inch. Yeah, but he's so good at that shot there.
That shot is the shot you want to develop.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that shot's developed with using dead center English and a nice level stroke.
Yeah, and one thing about it is we talked about during the 10 ball, I think, that once you get certain distances away on shots, well, there's a real routine way to play them. But once you get close now, you have your choice. Say he was a foot closer, well, he could have kind of eased it in and gotten that perfect position. But once distance got in, everyone should develop to where it becomes pretty standard. You shoot that shot with that little punch, not easing it from some 4 or 5 feet away.
Well, you can hit it with that little pop you talk about, or a nice stroke to it.
Yeah, it's sometimes it takes a while to develop. Imagine hitting the ball kind of firm, but your cue ball only going an inch or two.
Well, what it does is you develop, and the ball kind of rolls forward a quarter turn and replaces the object ball you just hit. And that's the best way to describe it for me. You describe things so much better than I do, though. So
I don't know about
that. To do that.
I don't know about that.
Well, Max better right his ship here on the break, because things could get out of hand pretty quick. This is a race to 8, and he's trailing 4-1.
Yeah, and he lost the lag. So that's another one when you're talking about coming back. This 4-1 looks very doable, but losing the lag, you see 5-1 and your opponent breaking. So we'll see if he adjusts on the break. I think the first time he just kind of overhit him a little.
And the other thing is, if you make a comeback and you finally get back to the hill when your opponent's there, he's going to have the break in this alternate break format.
Yeah. I don't like the looks of this. He's going to need a friendly kiss on something, and he didn't get it.
We are playing.
Once again, they're very runnable, both. Could be just about the starter. Kind of like just because of the starter.
Because of the way they lay with that 12 ball down there, you like the stripes?
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, as long as the 10 to the 14 is not a problem, or the 10 to the 15 there. I'm sorry, the two that are close together up there. I don't think that's an issue, right?
Shouldn't be, no.
Okay.
I think that the 15 goes by the 10, and if it doesn't, no, it doesn't. He can get to it from either ball.
Now, he may take solids. Solids are very runnable as well. The 5's not too much of a problem, and if the 2 passes, it's not much of a problem either. And the reason being is
where the 8 ball is? Well,
that and the 11 and the 13 there in the center, those they're not horrible, of course. They go in the side pocket there, but there's not really a leader to it. There's not one that leads you right to the position on those. And like we said, it's a lot when they're both runnable. It's a lot of what the player sees.
The other thing is that with the solids, the 2 ball, and it looks like it goes by the 12, so that'll be fine.
Yeah.
If it didn't, there'd be a problem. From the other angle, it didn't appear to.
Yeah.
But from here, it appears it does. The 5 ball doesn't go by, but he can play it off the 4, after the 4 for the upper corner. So
yeah,
it's
just
not a problem.
Get nice and heavy on this one here.
Yep, he's good.
Yeah, he's good.
Now he can just, I guess if he wants to, he can just roll up to the 8 with the cue ball after making the 6 and shoot the 2 in the side. If it's not a problem, it goes to the side, though, like he's just looking at.
I think he's going to punch over is what I would do between the 2 and 8. The only reason I'm moving the 8 shouldn't be a problem, but if you don't fall right on the 4 exactly, like say you get a little on top of the 4, well, you could cover the 4 up.
He's perfect there.
Yeah,
now,
he's
see,
real good.
What he just did when he was down there looking around where the cue ball is now is he figured out his pattern on how to take care of business.
Oh, yeah.
And he's made up his mind how he wants to go about.
Well,
it could change a little.
There's that little tidy triangle you had mentioned at the beginning of this 8-ball tournament. That you can see it right there. Nice way to look at it in the camera.
With the 2, 3, 5, and 4.
I was going to say, don't overthink. You can draw back for the 5 right here and shoot the 5 in the corner, and then pinch the cue ball back for the 2. That's the way I would do it. You probably ain't going to go 2 first. Okay, a little light there.
Yeah.
But got such a good stroke. I mean, he could shoot it in the side, but don't worry about missing. Meaning, don't sacrifice here worrying about missing in the corner. You know.
This goes in the side.
Yeah, it does.
He's coming back just a hair. That's a hair too much. Now, see, he tried to get just right on the 5 earlier, or on the 2 actually, so and then shoot the 5. But now he's forced himself to run the cue ball around a little bit.
Yeah, he's going to have to kill this with some right angle. I don't think he can go with high. He's got to go to the side rail 100%.
He's got to go to the side.
This is just middle right ball. Go about the middle of the right side rail. You catch the end rail and the cue ball checks.
Come straight back.
Key to this is don't baby it. You're going to kill the cue ball off that second rail.
But you can miss it too, and he did. Big opening for Max. Big opening. And that was caused, that angle on that 2 ball was caused just by not getting right on it in the first place. He wanted to get the 2 before the 5, I think.
Right.
And because once he got on the 5, he drew it back, but he came back too far with it. Forcing that angle. Again, playing shape for balls to the side pocket. If you don't get just right, you're going to have to travel the cue ball, which means something like what just happened right there. So that ball did go by. And now Max is off and running here. Looks like he's going to have to come down for these balls on the side after I'm not sure if the 11 goes to the corner or not.
Didn't get that great a position right there.
Yeah.
Really, he's going to have to draw back for the 9 on the side, which isn't a problem, but you would have think he wanted a little more angle on this ball to maybe maneuver somewhere else. And the reason being is, say he ends up a little short here. Well, he's got to go above those balls, come back down for what is the other stripe on the other side, and then play those other balls in the side last. So a little cue ball movement here. Okay, and this is what I'm talking about.
It's gotten a little tough.
Yeah.
It's gotten real tough for him, actually.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't, when he played that ball to the upper corner pocket,
I'm surprised
he didn't come over for this 12 ball down to the bottom and then come up for the 2 on the side.
Yeah, with the choices.
Sure.
I totally agree, George. Put himself in a little bit of a missable position, and that's what you tend to stay away from when you're especially when your opponent's got 1 ball on the table and you have so many options. Really try to stay away from missable balls. He's got to watch out for the 8 as well. I don't think he'll hit it, but you got to be careful.
Draw away from it. Uh-oh.
That's what now he may not end up with a shot at all. Okay, he got the 12.
And all he has to do is come back by the 8, and he's going to have to because he's straight in for the ball in the side pocket. Now, I don't think they both go there. I think he has to shoot the ball next to the 11.
Well, I think they both go. I think at the beginning of the rack we looked at that, but nevertheless,
he's perfect.
It was a lot of work for an open table. So, gonna have to clean that up a bit.
This is a little. Can you just go by this? Because he can't go by it and shoot it in the corner. The 8 ball's blocking that corner now.
I think he's heavy enough. He can go by and then have a little cut on the 11 in the side, and then he'll just draw into the 2 with the cue ball, something like that.
Just like that?
Yeah. Well, big miss.
By Sky,
you're looking at 5-1 and breaking, or 4-2 and still breaking, of course, but big shot too is, they're all professionals, but we got to think of human nature. What's Max looking at down 5-1 with Sky breaking compared to now 4-2? The worst it can be is 5-2, which is still a very comeback position.
Sure. And this is a comeback position. He breaks dry here or doesn't get out, and he can steal the game. He's now breaking to get tied up. A lot of ifs and buts there, but
yeah, and Sky broke successful every time, but his second break was dry, and then his third break actually, a ball just kind of leaked in the upper corner. It was the head ball that went in, but that's not the ball you're really trying to make too often.
Well, Shane leads Brandon Schuff 3-2. Corey Duell has defeated Torsten Homan 8-1.
Corey's playing great.
Appleton trailing Pagulayan 7-1. Chang trailing Orcolio 5-1. Tutcher tied with Liu. Chang over DeLuna 6-2, and Steyer over Mora 3-1.
Well, he's broke the balls well again,
Wow.
and the stripes just are really kind of really easy.
Yeah. Skyler is not cooperating with Max at all to let him back in this match.
Okay, so I'll shoot the 12 and most likely go ahead and take the 13 away. I mean, the 14 away. There's no reason to leave that ball, I don't think.
Up there on top.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's in a nice position for a safety valve, but you don't want to be moving back down to the table at all. I mean, he's going to stay in line here. Yeah, come across the table. You got the 10 and the 11. You got the 14-13, or 15-13, excuse me.
11 goes by the 8.
Just stay off the rail with the cue ball. That's the main thing. Now it's pretty much stop your ball right here. Shoot to 15 in the corner, 10, 11, and so on. Kind of how you fall there will tell you what's going to be after the 15. So that mistake in the last rack appears it's not going to cost another one. Sometimes in pool gods will
punish you for one mistake.
Yeah, and sometimes they do it right away.
Yeah.
Sometimes they punish you.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, sometimes they wait till he'll, and that's not a very fun one either. Okay, he can go into, there you go. Don't panic too much. Just stay nice and heavy. And again here, you don't have to draw much. Just cut the 8 from the center of the table. If you get on the good side of the 10, that's fine also.
And that was quick work to run 8 balls, or 7 balls. Once he made one on the break.
Well, with the CSI rules and the great conditions, and the players definitely in form after a long few weeks just not long ago, and now the 10 ball, they're going to see a lot of runs. That's just how it is.
And that's what we've seen. It's been awesome to watch these guys go to work. The cue ball control, the pattern play, the scrambling to make up for maybe a missed pattern.
Oh, yeah.
It's looking good.
Yeah, we see incredible outs and rotation all the time, but probably some of the most amazing outs you'll ever see is in the game of 8 ball.
You know, usually, and I think you see that more on the 7-foot table and you do the 8-foot table, because there's more room to move around, maneuver on the 9-foot table. So we've seen a lot of it here, but it's really evident on the 7-foot table to watch these guys really show how well they control the cue ball. And we're seeing it here, though, but still, overall, pattern play is the best way to go.
Again, not really getting the balls tracking like he wants, and another dry break.
Wow.
And the cue ball's real flat, though. If you notice, it's not really popping up in the air. It's not getting, it's just not hitting the rack the best it could, I guess you could say.
Well, just like rotation play, if you're not making a ball in the break, you're giving up control, and it's hard to make a comeback or win when you give up the first shot.
That's right, and oh my, a miss there, and wow, just kind of
Well, he's human.
He is human, but I mean, as far as being able to put a match away under the circumstance of opportunity, that's a big miss. And if you're not making a ball playing 8 ball, it's even more devastating than 10 ball, because your opponent's gonna get something he can shoot at usually.
Yeah.
Would you cut this ball, or is he going to play the 5? The
5.
Well, that says the 1 goes
right
then.
up for the 2.
Right? If he's shooting a solid off here, he's got to say the 1 has plenty of pocket to go by that 15.
And if it doesn't, the 3 ball leads to taking care of it, opening it up, and he has a safety valve with the 7 ball by the corner. Yeah, that's. He'll get rid of the 2 now, and then he'll attack upstairs. And he doesn't really need a key ball per se for the 8 ball, because all he has to do is fall by the side pocket, and he's got a straight in on the 8.
Yeah, the right side of the table is really
Right
nice
side's
and open.
Yeah.
Always helps. Nothing. Nothing.
You keep bumping balls, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, he got a shot on the 4, so got to be thankful for that. But where's he going with the cue ball? Does he go into the 3? Because if he draws, that clip off the 7 is
Can be costly.
Yeah, very possible.
And it's real thin too. That 4 ball is high on the side pocket.
So he's hitting a high ball. So watch the scratch off the 3 and off the 7, or through the 3. Okay, is it going to get him a shot?
Yeah,
oh man, he's got like if
he don't have the 1, now.
If he don't have the 1, he's got a tough shot.
He's going to have to shoot the 6 ball. And that 1 ball might not go.
No, it goes.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah, it goes. But if he has to like cinch the 1 somehow and can't move the cue ball much, well, he's got issues still because he's going to have to cut the 7 and go into the 3. So he must be able to get at the 1 here, right? Or is he looking at shooting the 6 and drawing back for?
Can't tell. He's looking at the 1. He's looking at the 1. Is he going for a jump
see
shot?
it. No, he can see it. Maybe not. Maybe he is jumping an edge, a little piece. Pretty interesting to get.
Oh, I see why you know it goes. You looked up at the table and you can see it from here. Because on the screen on the monitor, it looks like it just does not go.
Okay, he must have to jump a piece. No, it's got plenty of pocket, but he must have to jump a piece of that 3 because
he's going for the
he's
6.
attacking on the 6 here.
He'll probably hit the side and come up for the 1. Or if he can hold the cue ball on that side, he has the 7, I believe, and then the 1. Nice shot.
Yeah, and in good position.
Looks like he's got the 7, so.
He'd like to play the 7 and then the 3, but if he can play the 7-1 and then the 3, he'd just come across the table 1 rail, so probably the best way. Yeah, he didn't recognize that he could come across the table on the 3 for the 8 pretty easily. And now he just put a little inside English here and come about to the middle diamond, just on the line the 14's on, something like that.
Probably staying with tradition and playing line shape instead of going across the line. You just come straight down, side pocket-ish.
But a big miss.
By Sky.
You know, we saw Sky had a mistake there and then broke and ran right behind it. And then Max broke dry and Sky missed, a missable ball on the side, but just one you didn't expect. We'll see. We'll see if, again, Skyler can come off a mistake and break and run out.
And limit Max to the 1 game. Because that was the 1 game on Max's break. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the gang here. On the winner's side, Junling Chang leads DeLuna 7-3, and John Mora trails Tyler Steyer 2-3. And then, of course, Homan has been defeated by Corey 8-1. Brandon Schuff tied with Shane Van Boning. Appleton trailing has lost to Alex Pagaline 8-1. Ortcolio leads 5-2 over Kevin Chang. And Tutser and Lou leads by 4-3. Skyler making sure those balls are all touching. Let's see how that is it the 13? The 13 and the 6 move to those side pockets. Those are the balls that are going with the most consistency along with the 2 corner balls. Just like in 10 ball.
Oh, yeah. You get the ball's 4 railing. You get.
Yeah, 13 went
Made
shallow.
one, though.
Yeah, right away, too.
Yeah, and they really opened nice again. So, really balls that are doable again, and the stripes sure look easy. With the 9 and the 13, both those 15 and 10 go on the sides, which really lead to come down for these other stripes. And the solids look very easy as well. The only thing solid is maybe the 2 balls a little more covered up, but not a problem either way.
One of the things we have not covered, or I have not covered for a little bit, has been our sponsors: JB Cases, Predator, Kamui, Cyclop, Discount Custom Apparel, Simonis. And this U.S. Open 8-Ball Championship is proudly presented by CueSports International.
Yeah, again, there's really not a hard way either way here. Just the 2 ball, and he's going to get at that right now. So he must feel good about this because you don't want to shoot a missable ball. Okay, he's got the 4. He would have wanted to get that 6 right then. That way you can see that he'd like to use the 4 to get the 1. He's going to do that, but then he's still got to think about that 6.
Probably come up for it now.
Yeah.
Just go 2
Just
rails
2
into
rails.
the 10.
I think so, as long as you're not threatening that 13. You can't afford to catch a piece of that 13.
It might, too.
Yeah, it's close.
So you might draw it.
And that's okay because he's got the 5. He's got the 3. Got to stay away from the 13 now. And Sky's real good at getting through the ball at these types of shots. So.
Yep. Right over, no problem.
Still not out of the woods, though, because it appears he's going to have to move the cue ball probably from the 3 to the 5. So that's not the easiest of propositions.
Actually, he could probably go from the 6 to the 5 and then to 3.
Yeah, but how do you get from the 6 to the 5? I mean,
draw the ball straight back and play the 5 on the side.
Yeah, I think you're drawing on top of
Too
the
much?
5. Yeah, you can't go forward either because of the 13. So
looks like he has a little angle.
yeah,
from
but
the
it's
screen.
going. Isn't it going towards the 5 though? The angle.
It's going just to the left of the 5, I think.
Oh, you mean the far side? Draw to
Yeah,
the far side.
Sure,
okay.
the other side. Yeah.
Okay.
Use the other
Yeah,
side.
that's what I was saying. Just that little angle. I don't know if it's enough to get to the other side of it.
No,
See, it looks like
yeah.
it's kind of just drawing
goes right into
like,
the
like
5,
on
yeah.
top of it.
Yeah, it just goes a little bit to the left of it, and he's see how he does it. He might go to the 3 next. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, and he'll just hit this full and come up the right side of the table. This is where you got to just commit to your stroke. There's not really a bad side, but come out kind of slowly. You don't want to murder it.
Got to beat that.
That
8,
way it
though.
doesn't deflect so much. Oh,
Beat that 8. You got to beat that 8. This
well,
is
he
tough
cut
now.
it.
Yeah.
He cut it. So now he's got to cut it again on a 5 in the side pocket. Cue ball straight up and down, and hopefully a little fortune for a shot on the 8. Straight up and down the
straight
table.
up and down. The center English works real well here, folks.
Oh, you
Holds
hit it-
your line
you
real
hit it
nice.
great.
You hit it right. Very, very nice. And he's going to get perfect on this 8 ball. It's race to 8. He's still got some work done. Quite a bit, actually. Because Max can do his share right here, get to 4, and then one mistake by Skyler, and we could be tied.
Yeah, Max, he's just got to do what he can do now and wait for another opportunity off of Skyler's break. But the alarming thing is that break for Max Eberle. It's been dry a few times here.
No,
and
it hasn't helped him. It has not been his friend.
And it's definitely had a different complexion compared to his opponents. So we'll see if he can get that a little better. And you hate to say, and you hate to figure there's too much difference in the racks. Both guys are just trying to give themselves as good a tight rack as possible, but it is with a triangle, so they could have some variation there as well.
I think more of it is with the pop and the speed of the
I
break.
agree. I agree. But I mean, you know, with the triangle, you know, me and you could play all night and not give each other the same rack or give ourselves the same rack with the triangle. It's just how it is. Oh, and this shows you right there because Max is going to
the side,
and second ball, I believe. Normally, I don't think he's breaking head ball.
No, he didn't. You just don't seem to get a good. He made a ball, but you just don't seem to get a nice spread with the second ball.
Yeah, and there's an art to it for sure. As far as being able to hit that second ball and still get a nice spread. Yeah, it's actually even more about timing than the head ball break is. And it's a very hard one to explain.
You almost have to come back into the rack, don't you?
Well, yeah, you do have to do that, but it's just weird. You know, like if you watch Corey Deuel break the second ball, his timing, he always gets good spreads too, and pours them in on the break a lot of times. Now that's used more on the 7-footer. He'll use that break more on the 7-footer than he will the big table. But okay, so you'll see he's probably going to attack with stripes. And got some work, though.
Well, the 10 ball's a problem, but it's only really the only big problem. And the 9 ball's there to take care of it.
Yeah, but the thing about the 9 is you probably want to be cutting the 9 in the side to open it. And the reason why, well, when the 14's gone, I'm saying. And the only reason why is if you play the ball in the corner, the cue ball's not going to have much speed because it's going to be a much fuller hit to get at the 10, right?
I think he's going to open it right now.
That's not a bad idea either. There's some cluster there, though.
I didn't mean to stop you there, but
no. But I was just saying, whenever you play the ball in the corner, usually to break balls out, you're hitting a much fuller shot on the ball you're making at the time, and so therefore the cue ball doesn't have as much speed. So here with the 7 being there, he needs to open the 10 a bit more than just a little bit, right? He's got to hit it with a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that. Now he's got. Oh, come on
up.
Now
Now
he's got everything open. He's great. Worked out great. He got a shot on the 9. He had a shot, insurance shot on the 13. He worked out real good for him. That speed that he used.
Okay, he should be able to shoot the 9 and hold an angle on the 14 to slide over for the 10 to draw up for the 13 last, and then the 8. It's kind of up to him. I mean, he could shoot the 9 and then the 13 and then the 14-10, but then he has to move the cue ball back for the 8. But it's kind of up to him. The main thing is gaining an angle on the 14 at some time or another to slide over for the 10 cleanly. That way you don't have to involve the 5 and 4. And so I thought that would have been getting that angle on the 14 right there from the 9 instead of the 13, but it's kind of what you want to do. Is he coming back for the side? He's coming back for the 10 now, and 10 or 14 in the side.
Well, he's forced himself to do that. Shoot the 14 first now because of,
but I mean, when you come back to a gray area, when they're not that close together, well, you can fall funny. And now he's got to punch this ball with some speed or draw it because he needs to get to the good side of the 10. If he doesn't get to the good side of the 10, he's got issues.
And he's going to have a draw shot to get up for the 8 in the side because it won't go to the corner.
Yeah, and he almost got to where he's drawn towards that side pocket.
Exactly. And now when he comes up for the side, that side pocket, he has to pay attention to it very closely. Yeah, he created a little bit of a problem. It doesn't appear to be, but that's why he's taking his time.
Yeah, and if you can't draw past the side, the 2 becomes a problem. Meaning if you have to hit before the side here on the draw stroke, well, how much room do you have to get by the 2 ball as well? not much at all, right?
No, no.
And he's not thin enough to draw off of the 5 and 4. So this has become a real awkward position.
He's going to have to bring it back. I don't see him going forward here.
No.
He clips the 5 and
scratches.
That's right.
Right behind the other ball. So he's got to hope I think he's got to put a lot on this and just hope he gets by the 2. If he catches the 2, can he cut the 8 from where the 2's at? That would be a nice thing to know.
Maybe. I can't really tell. Look at this. Oh, he's
and if he goes too much, look what happens.
He's going to be behind this. Oh, wow.
Now
there
the jump cue or the kick shot, and the kick is cut off by the 1.
Wow.
So, yeah, just playing with a bit of maybes on a couple shots, and so got him in that funny position on the 14-10, the last 2 balls, and therefore he didn't get shape.
He was playing with getting to where you have to go by execution instead of having a ball lead you there.
Right, right.
And 8-ball, you let the balls lead you, lead the path.
And recognizing, really.
Sure.
I think he thought the 13 was more trouble than the 10 was. Where I kind of thought with the 5-4 being there, the 10 was more of a problem than the 13 that was up there on that side rail, the one that was near the 8. So he's going to need a lot of luck here to keep Sky Woodward off the heel and breaking. Yeah,
Sky will be breaking.
Yeah, it's 7-3. Yeah, that's right. And we'll have 3 breaks to win the match.
Well, the little 5-6 in the middle of the table there.
I'm surprised he tried to get at it right then.
It's caused him just a little bit of concern, but not too much.
Yeah, well,
he'll still be there.
Sky will realize when a 1 ball's so close, no reason to panic on trying to break them balls out. You're always going to be able to play short position.
Yeah, I was surprised he went to
Me
do it
too.
now.
Not saying there wasn't a scratch really wrong, but I mean he could have got like jacked up on a shot or something like that to where execution became tough.
Yeah,
like I said, if a little experience in 8-ball, he'll realize that when I have another ball near, there's not really a problem.
I'm not sure this 6-ball goes by the 1, and he's pretty straight on the 1, so you can't really draw to the left side or the top side of the 6-5 for the side pocket. It looks pretty straight, but he might be, if he can do that, he'd probably be okay with it, because if he doesn't get it, he can play the 7-ball. But
yeah, and that's a little that first shot is a little of that discipline, knowing I'm never shooting a breakout shot in that spot. Okay.
So also,
nice stroke
he got there by using the head rail.
A nice stroke too.
Because that's where he had to get.
And you just shoot the 6 here and push on through the 5. Don't jack up. You don't have to jack up. Just push the cue ball through the 5. Nothing will ever be a problem. There you go. You know what I mean? Like don't make anything missable. That's
And another shot to look at there was the 5 in the corner.
Right.
It was lined up real nice too. So it would, depending on your preference. And now he's about to get on the hill here.
I don't know.
He didn't go pretty far.
Yeah, he's got way thin.
Yeah. He can use the rail though on the bottom here to kind of slow his cue ball down.
This is missable though, I think. Don't figure it, but it's got to go. Never a doubt.
And to get on the hill. Well, he racks those balls. Let's take a look at our other matches. Shane is now leading Brandon Schuff 5-4. Alex has defeated Darren Appleton 8-1. Corey Dool has defeated Torsten Homan 8-1. I believe Torsten and Corey was a winner's match, so Torsten will work his way back. Pagulayan over Darren Appleton 8-1. Ortcolio over Cheng 6-3. Tutcher over Liu 5-4. Junling Chang has defeated Jeffrey DeLuna 8-3, but that is a winner's side match. And John Mora trails Tyler Steyer 2-4 on a winner's side match.
Yeah, and we'll it's hard to really determine as of yet, but very important matches for young man Marco Tutzer on the loser side there. He's trying to get that all around.
Yeah, his
We
points.
have a $5,000 all-around purse for the top 2 finishers, and then also an invitation to the winner, to the ultimate all-around champion here at the U.S. Opens, an invitation to the Predator World 10 Ball in March. So.
Now, Marco's already earned 432 points for his first place finish in the 10 ball, but there are points available to these other players, too, that might be able to surpass him.
Well, Sky is most certainly going to have to play the stripes here, and just because there's a 6 ball, you can break out with maybe a shot on the 1 or something like that. But it's awfully lonely down here, meaning even if he got perfect on the 1 to break out these balls somehow, what are you going to get a shot at next? If you don't get a shot at the 6, the cue ball down here, you're not going to get a shot at much. So it's going to be probably the 11 and 10 to get the run started maybe.
Sure, and plus you can't fly at it either because the 8 ball's there.
Right. There's just not really many pluses after making the breakout, or at least pluses you can foresee. So here.
13 is a little
I
bit
might
of
go
a
into.
problem.
I don't know if the
13?
12 passes. I might go into this 13, like that, or the 5. Yeah, I think it was worth the chance.
Oh, but he's tied up the 12.
It's okay. I think he'll work it out. Now, if he's on the wrong side of this 13, that could be a different story.
Can't tell from here. Looks like the cue ball has to go up table and can't come back. So you have to use the rail to get it back.
So is it going to be cut the 9 from right there and come up into them balls? Come up into the face of the 14?
That's actually a good shot if there's room.
I mean, for what he's got. I mean,
yeah, I'd
give yourself a chance to win. If you
like
try to
that a
move the
lot.
cue ball a lot right here, okay, he's going to play the 14, I guess. But then what's he doing with those other 2?
Well, the 12 may go. The combo may go on the side.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm guessing because I from what I can see, that's the only logic I see if he's gone that route.
Well, I'll tell you what he could do is just knock the 14 away right here and plant him.
Just put him up against the 15 and the
6.
And the 6.
I mean, if you could put a ball on the other end of the table with that being the 14, where's he going? I mean,
but that leaves Max with an easy option to go up table with the ball and not really leave an open shot.
well, that's what I mean. You got to put the 14 up table to kind of cover that up, right?
Okay,
and then it's not easy for Max to come off the 6 or something like that and get up table. He'd have to kick at the 2 or something. You know, if you wedged him up underneath there, not a whole lot he can do. Wouldn't mind a friendly bump on the 9 right here. Just a nice one like that. I'm not sure it's going to get much to get at afterwards, but would I look at this combination right now on the side? Would you look at that?
I would take a look at it.
It
looks promising. I might even shoot it. Yeah.
I might even bank the 9 and to
Hold
hold
there?
for the combination. Yeah.
Oh, he's looking at the
like,
combination of the 12-15 to the corner.
The one thing I don't like about that one as much is it doesn't tell me that 15 or that 12 is going to get clear. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I would look at, that bank. Either rip drawing into these balls or holding for the combo, one of the 2, and I think he's going to come with some speed. Yeah, like that. Great shot. And I think it was worth the gamble.
Sure. Anytime it's successful, it was worth the gamble.
Well, and the bank was sitting in such a nice place. Go ahead and draw to the rail. Don't back off of it here.
Needs these 3 balls to win the match. Elevation. No, he's okay. He's okay. I have a feeling the 6 is going to move here.
Well, Sky moving on along here on this winner's side. He's going to get to the Final 4 of the winners and gaining some points. He did finish 5th, 6th in the 10 ball, so in there for the all-around.
Great match. Skyler Woodward, Max Eberle. We'll be back at 4 o'clock with the next match. Join us. George Deja and Jeremy Jones signing out.